Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks. Have you ever felt trapped in your own life, overwhelmed by challenges, or lost the sense of who you truly are? What if you could break free from all that holds you back and create a brand new version of yourself? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful themes in personal development, breaking free from limitations and rebuilding yourself to unlock your greatest potential. This audiobook isn't just about theory, it's a roadmap to help you take control of your life, embrace change, and create a future filled with purpose, success, and happiness. Introduction. The audiobook Break Free, Rebuild Yourself and Create a Great New You is written and published by Wisdom Audiobooks. It's crafted specifically for individuals like you, people who are ready to step out of their comfort zones, confront their fears, and take bold steps toward a brighter future. Let's be honest. Life isn't always easy. You might feel stuck in a dead-end job, trapped in unhealthy relationships, or weighed down by self-doubt. Maybe you're going through a major transition, like starting a new career, recovering from a breakup, or navigating the challenges of midlife. Or perhaps you're simply tired of feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from your true self. These struggles are real, and they're more common than you think. Many people feel as though they're running on a treadmill, working hard but getting nowhere. They wake up each day feeling drained, unmotivated, and unsure of how to move forward. But here's the good news: you have the power to change your story. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The future depends on what you do today." Every single moment presents an opportunity to rewrite your narrative and design a life that reflects your deepest desires. I want you to know that I understand how overwhelming it can feel to face setbacks, self-doubt, or the fear of failure. You're not alone. We've all been there at some point in our lives. But the truth is, these challenges don't define you, they refine you. They shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This audiobook was created with you in mind. Whether you're looking to rebuild your confidence, break free from toxic patterns, or discover your true purpose, I'm here to walk alongside you every step of the way. Here's what you can expect to gain from this audiobook. Practical tools to identify and overcome the obstacles holding you back. Step-by-step guidance to help you rebuild your life with intention and clarity. Inspiring stories and actionable strategies to keep you motivated throughout your journey. By the end of this audiobook, you'll have everything you need to transform your mindset, adopt empowering habits, and create a life that excites you. So, I encourage you to listen attentively and apply these lessons to your own life. Remember, knowledge becomes power only when it's put into action. Your wisdom journey starts here. Chapter 1. Understanding your current self. Before you can transform your life, you must first understand who you are right now. This chapter will guide you through the process of self-awareness, a critical foundation for any meaningful change. By gaining clarity about your strengths, weaknesses, and the patterns that hold you back, you'll be better equipped to take control of your future. As Socrates famously said, "Know thyself." These two simple words carry profound wisdom. Self-awareness is not just about recognizing your flaws. It's about embracing your whole self, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Only then can you begin to make conscious choices that align with your true values and aspirations. Let's dive into the first steps of this journey. 1. Self-awareness, the first step to change. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth. Without it, you're like a ship sailing without a compass, aimlessly drifting through life. But when you cultivate self-awareness, you gain the ability to steer your life in the direction you want. So, what exactly is self-awareness? It's the practice of observing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment. It's about understanding why you react the way you do in certain situations and recognizing the underlying beliefs that drive those reactions. Here's an example. Imagine someone constantly feels anxious before meetings at work. Instead of dismissing this feeling as just stress, a self-aware person would ask themselves, "Why am I feeling this way? What belief or fear is causing this reaction?" They might discover that deep down, they fear being judged or making mistakes. Once they identify this fear, they can begin addressing it directly. But how do you develop self-awareness? Here are 3 practical strategies to get started. A. Practice daily reflection. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes each day to reflect on your experiences. Ask yourself questions like, what emotions did I feel today, and why? What actions brought me joy or frustration? Did I act in alignment with my values, or did I compromise them? Reflection doesn't have to be complicated. You can write in a journal, meditate, or simply sit quietly and think. The key is consistency. Over time, this practice will help you notice recurring patterns in your behavior and thought processes. B. Seek feedback from others. Sometimes, we're too close to our own lives to see things clearly. That's where feedback from trusted friends, family members, or mentors comes in handy. Ask them questions like, how would you describe my strengths and weaknesses? Is there anything I do that seems inconsistent with my goals? Be open-minded when receiving feedback, even if it's uncomfortable. Remember, the goal isn't to defend yourself, it's to learn and grow. C. Observe your triggers. Pay attention to situations that trigger strong emotional reactions in you. For instance, do you feel angry when someone interrupts you during conversations? Do you feel insecure when comparing yourself to others on social media? Identifying these triggers is the first step toward managing them effectively. To illustrate the power of self-awareness, let me share a short story about Maya, a young professional who transformed her career by embracing this principle. Story: Maya's journey to self-awareness. Maya was a talented graphic designer working for a top advertising agency. On paper, she had everything going for her: a prestigious job, a supportive team, and opportunities for advancement. Yet, despite her outward success, Maya felt deeply unfulfilled. She often found herself procrastinating on projects, missing deadlines, and dreading Monday mornings. One day, after yet another stressful week, Maya decided to dig deeper into her feelings. She began journaling every evening, writing down her thoughts and emotions without censoring herself. At first, she struggled to make sense of her entries. But over time, a pattern emerged. Maya realized that she hated the rigid structure of corporate work. She craved creative freedom and flexibility, but she had never acknowledged this desire because she feared failure and judgment. Armed with this newfound awareness, Maya made a bold decision. She quit her job and started freelancing. While the transition wasn't easy, there were moments of doubt and financial uncertainty. Maya stayed committed to her vision. Within a year, she built a thriving freelance business that allowed her to pursue her passions on her terms. Maya's story teaches us that self-awareness isn't just about understanding your struggles. It's about uncovering your deepest desires and taking action to honor them. 2. Identifying limiting beliefs. Once you've developed greater self-awareness, the next step is to identify the limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. These beliefs are often subconscious narratives that shape how you perceive yourself and the world around you. For example, have you ever caught yourself thinking, "I'm not smart enough to succeed," or "I don't deserve happiness"? These kinds of thoughts aren't facts, they're beliefs. And unfortunately, they can become self-fulfilling prophecies if left unchecked. The renowned psychologist Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." In other words, unless you confront your limiting beliefs, they'll continue to influence your decisions and keep you stuck in old patterns. Here's how to identify and challenge these beliefs. A. Notice negative self-talk. Start paying attention to the voice inside your head. Does it criticize you relentlessly? Does it tell you that you're incapable or unworthy? Write down these thoughts whenever they arise. Simply becoming aware of them is the first step toward change. B. Question their validity. Once you've identified a limiting belief, ask yourself, is this belief based on facts or assumptions? Where did this belief come from? Was it something someone told you, or did you internalize it from past experiences? How is this belief serving me, or harming me? For instance, if you believe, "I'll never be successful," challenge it by listing all the times you've achieved something significant, no matter how small. Chances are, you'll realize that your belief isn't entirely accurate. C. Reframe the narrative. After questioning a limiting belief, replace it with a more empowering one. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough. Try affirming, I am capable of learning and growing. Repeat this new belief daily until it becomes ingrained in your mindset. To emphasize the importance of reframing beliefs, consider the words of Henry Ford. Whether you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Your thoughts shape your reality, so choose them wisely. 3. Acceptance, embracing where you are now. The final piece of understanding your current self is acceptance. Many people resist this step because they associate acceptance with resignation, as if accepting their flaws means giving up on improvement. But nothing could be further from the truth. Acceptance is about acknowledging your present circumstances without judgment. It's about saying, this is where I am right now, and that's okay. When you accept your starting point, you free yourself from the burden of shame and guilt, allowing you to focus on progress rather than perfection. Brené Brown, a leading researcher on vulnerability and courage, puts it beautifully. Owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Acceptance requires bravery because it forces you to confront parts of yourself that you might prefer to ignore. Here's a simple exercise to practice acceptance. Write a letter to yourself. Take a few minutes to write a compassionate letter to yourself. Acknowledge your strengths, acknowledge your struggles, and remind yourself that growth takes time. For example, you might write, Dear your name, I know you've been struggling lately, and that's okay. You're doing the best you can with the resources you have. I'm proud of you for taking steps toward change, even if it feels scary. Keep going, you've got this. By practicing acceptance, you create a safe space for transformation to occur. 4. Identifying patterns that shape your life. Now that we've explored self-awareness, limiting beliefs, and acceptance, let's turn our attention to the patterns that shape your daily life. These patterns, both positive and negative, are the invisible threads that weave together your habits, decisions, and outcomes. By identifying them, you can begin to untangle what's working for you and what's holding you back. Patterns come in many forms: mental, emotional, behavioral, and even environmental. For example, mental patterns, the way you interpret events or talk to yourself internally. Emotional patterns, how you react to stress, fear, or excitement. Behavioral patterns, the routines and rituals you follow, or don't follow, each day. Environmental patterns, the people, places, and situations that influence your energy and mindset. To illustrate the power of patterns, consider this insight from Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Your current life is essentially a reflection of the patterns you've cultivated over time. If you want to change your life, you must first identify which patterns are serving you and which ones need to be replaced. Here's how to analyze your patterns effectively. A. Track your daily habits. For 1 week, keep a detailed log of your activities. Note when you wake up, what you eat, how you spend your time, and how you feel throughout the day. Look for recurring themes. Are there certain habits that drain your energy? Are there others that uplift you? For instance, if you notice that scrolling through social media leaves you feeling anxious or unproductive, that's a pattern worth addressing. On the other hand, if taking a morning walk boosts your mood and focus, that's a pattern worth reinforcing. B. Examine your relationships. The people around you play a significant role in shaping your patterns. Ask yourself, who inspires and supports me? Who drains my energy or encourages negativity? Am I surrounding myself with individuals who align with my goals and values? Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker and author, famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." This quote highlights the importance of curating your social circle carefully. If you're serious about transformation, it may be necessary to distance yourself from toxic influences and seek out relationships that nurture your growth. C. Identify emotional triggers. Pay close attention to moments when you feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or defeated. What circumstances tend to trigger these emotions? Once you pinpoint these triggers, you can develop strategies to manage them more effectively. For example, if criticism from others makes you defensive, practice responding calmly instead of reacting impulsively. Over time, this small shift in behavior can lead to profound changes in how you interact with the world. 5. Building a foundation for transformation. Understanding your current self isn't just about analyzing problems. It's also about laying the groundwork for lasting change. To ensure that your transformation efforts are sustainable, it's essential to build a strong foundation rooted in clarity, intention, and accountability. Let's break this down into 3 key components. A. Clarify your why. Why do you want to transform your life? Is it to achieve greater happiness, improve your health, advance your career, or strengthen your relationships? Whatever your reason, make sure it's deeply meaningful to you. As Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." When your motivation comes from within, you'll find the strength to persevere, even when challenges arise. Take a moment to write down your why. Be specific and heartfelt. For example, instead of saying, "I want to lose weight," try something like, "I want to feel confident in my body so I can fully enjoy playing with my kids and living an active lifestyle." B. Set clear intentions. Intentions are different from goals. They represent the mindset and energy you bring to your actions. While goals focus on outcomes, intentions focus on the process. For example, instead of setting a goal to earn $100,000 this year, set an intention to approach every opportunity with curiosity and determination. Intentions help you stay grounded and present, regardless of external results. They remind you that success isn't just about achieving milestones, it's about becoming the person you want to be along the way. C. Establish accountability systems. Accountability is crucial for maintaining momentum. Without it, it's easy to lose focus and revert to old habits. Here are a few ways to hold yourself accountable. Share your goals with a trusted friend or mentor who can check in on your progress regularly. Use tools like habit trackers or apps to monitor your consistency. Celebrate small wins to stay motivated. As Zig Ziglar, a legendary motivational speaker, once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Every step you take toward accountability brings you closer to the life you envision. 6. Embracing imperfection as part of the process. Before we conclude this chapter, I want to address a common misconception about personal growth, the idea that you need to be perfect to succeed. Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, perfectionism is one of the biggest obstacles to transformation because it sets unrealistic expectations and fosters fear of failure. Instead of striving for perfection, embrace imperfection as part of the journey. Remember, growth is messy. It involves trial and error, setbacks, and lessons learned along the way. To put this into perspective, let's revisit the wisdom of Maya Angelou, who said, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." Growth isn't about being flawless. It's about making continuous improvements, no matter how small. Here's a practical tip to combat perfectionism. Whenever you catch yourself obsessing over details or fearing mistakes, pause and ask, "Am I moving forward even slightly?" If the answer is yes, then celebrate that progress. Progress, not perfection, is the true measure of success. Conclusion to Chapter 1. Congratulations! You've taken the first critical steps toward breaking free from limitations and rebuilding yourself. By cultivating self-awareness, challenging limiting beliefs, practicing acceptance, and identifying patterns, you've laid a solid foundation for transformation. But remember, understanding your current self is only the beginning. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to break free from negative patterns that have been holding you back for far too long. Together, we'll uncover powerful strategies to replace destructive habits with empowering ones, paving the way for a brighter future. Until then, I encourage you to reflect on what you've learned so far. Take action on at least one insight from this chapter, whether it's journaling about your emotions, questioning a limiting belief, or reaching out to someone for feedback. Small actions add up to big changes over time. Chapter 2: Breaking Free from Negative Patterns. In the previous chapter, we explored the importance of understanding your current self, the foundation upon which all meaningful change is built. Now, it's time to take the next step, breaking free from the negative patterns that have been holding you back. Negative patterns are like invisible chains. They restrict your potential, drain your energy, and keep you stuck in cycles of frustration and disappointment. But here's the good news: these patterns can be broken. With awareness, intention, and consistent effort, you can replace destructive habits with empowering ones that propel you toward your goals. In this chapter, we'll dive deep into identifying negative habits, creating a breakthrough plan, and overcoming resistance to change. Along the way, I'll share practical strategies, inspiring quotes, and real-life examples to guide you through this transformative process. Let's get started. 1. Recognizing negative habits. Before you can break free from negative patterns, you need to recognize them. These habits often operate beneath the surface, subtly influencing your thoughts, emotions, and actions. They might seem harmless at first glance, but over time, they accumulate and create significant barriers to growth. As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, puts it, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." In other words, your daily habits, both good and bad, are the systems that shape your life. If you want to achieve greatness, you must first address the systems that are working against you. Here's how to identify your negative habits. A. Observe your daily routines. Start by taking an honest look at how you spend your time. Are there activities that consistently leave you feeling drained, guilty, or unproductive? Common examples include excessive social media use, procrastination, overeating, or engaging in toxic relationships. For instance, if you find yourself scrolling through Instagram for hours each day, ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What emotional need am I trying to fill? Often, negative habits are coping mechanisms for deeper issues like stress, boredom, or loneliness. B. Notice recurring outcomes. Pay attention to the results of your actions. Do certain behaviors lead to predictable negative outcomes? For example, if you repeatedly arrive late to meetings, it might indicate a pattern of poor time management. Similarly, if you constantly argue with loved ones, it could point to a habit of reacting impulsively instead of responding thoughtfully. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, once said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." By noticing recurring outcomes, you can begin to widen that space and make more conscious choices. C. Identify emotional triggers. Negative habits are often triggered by specific emotions. For example, stress might lead you to binge-watch TV shows, while anxiety could drive you to overeat. By pinpointing these triggers, you can develop healthier ways to cope. A helpful exercise is to create a trigger map. Write down a list of situations that tend to trigger negative behaviors, along with the emotions associated with them. Then brainstorm alternative responses that align with your goals. 2. Creating a breakthrough plan. Once you've identified your negative habits, the next step is to create a plan to break free from them. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Even small changes, when consistently applied, can lead to remarkable transformations. Here's a step-by-step framework to design your breakthrough plan. Step 1. Define your desired outcome. What does success look like for you? Be as specific as possible. Instead of saying, "I want to stop procrastinating," try something like, "I want to complete my most important task by 10 a.m. every day." The clearer your vision, the easier it will be to stay focused. Tony Robbins, a world-renowned life coach, emphasizes the importance of clarity. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. When you define your desired outcome, you give your subconscious mind a clear target to aim for. Step 2. Break it down into manageable steps. Big changes can feel overwhelming, so break them into smaller, actionable steps. For example, if your goal is to exercise regularly, start by committing to just 10 minutes a day. Once that becomes a habit, you can gradually increase the duration. This approach reflects the wisdom of Lao Tzu. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Small, consistent actions compound over time, leading to extraordinary results. Step 3. Replace old habits with new ones. Instead of simply eliminating negative habits, focus on replacing them with positive alternatives. For example, if you tend to snack on junk food while watching TV, substitute it with a healthier option like fruit or nuts. Or if you're prone to procrastination, set a timer for focused work sessions using techniques like the Pomodoro method, 25 minutes of work followed by a 5-minute break. Why is replacement so effective? Because habits are hard to extinguish completely, but they can be redirected. As Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit, explains, habits aren't destiny. They can be ignored, changed, or replaced. Step 4. Build accountability systems. Accountability is a powerful motivator. Share your goals with a trusted friend or join a community of like-minded individuals who can support you. You can also use tools like habit trackers, reminders, or apps to monitor your progress. Remember, accountability isn't about judgment, it's about encouragement. Surround yourself with people who believe in your potential and remind you of your why. 3. Overcoming resistance to change. Even with a solid plan in place, resistance to change is inevitable. Our brains are wired to prefer familiarity, even if it's uncomfortable or harmful. That's why breaking free from negative patterns requires courage and persistence. Here's how to overcome resistance effectively. A. Understand the root cause of resistance. Resistance often stems from fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown. Acknowledge these fears without letting them control you. Instead, reframe them as opportunities for growth. Nelson Mandela captured this mindset perfectly. It always seems impossible until it's done. Every great achievement was once daunting, but those who persisted prove that anything is possible. B. Focus on incremental progress. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Start with one small habit and build from there. Celebrate each victory, no matter how minor. Over time, these incremental wins will boost your confidence and momentum. C. Visualize success. Visualization is a powerful tool for overcoming resistance. Close your eyes and imagine yourself succeeding. Picture the feelings of joy, pride, and fulfillment that come with achieving your goals. This mental rehearsal primes your brain for action and reduces anxiety. Oprah Winfrey, a pioneer in personal development, once said, "Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life, because you become what you believe." Visualization helps you internalize your belief in success, making it easier to take bold steps forward. Story: Sarah's journey to freedom. To illustrate the power of breaking free from negative patterns, let me share the story of Sarah, a young woman who transformed her life by confronting her deepest fears. Sarah had always dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur, but she struggled with severe procrastination. No matter how passionate she was about her ideas, she couldn't bring herself to take action. Her days were filled with distractions, binge-watching Netflix, scrolling through social media, and telling herself, "I'll start tomorrow." One day, after yet another failed attempt to launch her business, Sarah hit rock bottom. She realized that her procrastination wasn't just laziness, it was rooted in fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of stepping out of her comfort zone. Determined to change, Sarah decided to tackle her fears head-on. She began by identifying her triggers. She noticed that whenever she felt overwhelmed, she would retreat into distractions. To combat this, she implemented a simple rule. If I feel the urge to procrastinate, I'll do just 5 minutes of work. Surprisingly, those 5 minutes often turned into hours of productivity. Next, Sarah replaced her old habits with new ones. Instead of reaching for her phone first thing in the morning, she started her day with meditation and journaling. She also joined a mastermind group where she received feedback and support from fellow entrepreneurs. Over time, Sarah's efforts paid off. She launched her business, a line of eco-friendly skincare products, and quickly gained traction. Today, she credits her success to the decision to confront her fears and break free from the patterns that once held her captive. Sarah's story reminds us that freedom lies on the other side of fear. By facing our challenges head-on, we unlock our true potential. 4. Building resilience against relapse. As you work to break free from negative patterns, it's important to acknowledge that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Even the most disciplined individuals occasionally slip back into old habits. The key is not to let these moments derail your progress but to use them as opportunities for learning and growth. Here's how to build resilience against relapse. A. Practice self-compassion. When you slip up, resist the urge to berate yourself. Self-criticism only reinforces feelings of shame and makes it harder to bounce back. Instead, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Remind yourself that mistakes are part of the journey, not the end of it. Kristen Neff, a pioneer in the field of self-compassion, explains, "Self-compassion provides an island of calm, a refuge from the stormy seas of endless self-criticism. By practicing self-compassion, you create a safe space to reflect on what went wrong and how you can improve moving forward. For example, if you skipped a workout or indulged in unhealthy eating, instead of saying, 'I've ruined everything,' try something like, 'It's okay. I'm human. Tomorrow is a new day to make better choices.'" B. Analyze the slip-up without judgment. Take a moment to examine what led to the setback. Was it a lack of planning? An unexpected stressor? Or simply a lapse in willpower? Understanding the root cause will help you prevent similar situations in the future. Ask yourself, what triggered this behavior? How can I prepare better next time? What support systems do I need to stay on track? By approaching setbacks with curiosity rather than judgment, you transform them into valuable lessons. C. Reinforce positive habits through consistency. The best defense against relapse is consistency. When you repeatedly practice positive habits, they become ingrained in your daily routine, making it harder for old patterns to resurface. As Aristotle wisely said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Over time, your new habits will feel as natural as breathing, effortless and automatic. To reinforce consistency, establish rituals and routines that align with your goals. For instance, if you're trying to cultivate a morning exercise habit, lay out your workout clothes the night before or schedule your sessions at the same time each day. Small adjustments like these reduce decision fatigue and increase the likelihood of success. 5. Leveraging accountability and community support. No one achieves greatness alone. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who share your vision can make all the difference when breaking free from negative patterns. Accountability partners, mentors, and communities provide encouragement, guidance, and perspective during challenging times. Here's how to leverage accountability effectively. A. Find your tribe. Seek out individuals who inspire and uplift you. Whether it's a friend, family member, or online community, having a network of like-minded people creates a sense of belonging and motivation. Brené Brown, a researcher on vulnerability and connection, emphasizes the importance of community. Connection is why we're here. It is what gives purpose and meaning to our lives. Sharing your journey with others fosters deeper connections and reminds you that you're not alone. B. Set up regular check-ins. Schedule regular meetings with your accountability partner or group to discuss your progress, challenges, and wins. These check-ins keep you accountable and provide an opportunity to celebrate milestones together. For example, if your goal is to write a book, join a writing group where members share their weekly output and offer constructive feedback. Knowing that others are counting on you can be a powerful motivator. C. Share your journey publicly. If you're comfortable, consider sharing your transformation journey on social media or through a blog. Public declarations increase accountability and allow others to cheer you on. Many successful entrepreneurs and creators attribute their success to public accountability. For instance, fitness influencers often post their workouts and meals online, creating a ripple effect of inspiration for their followers. Remember, accountability isn't about seeking approval, it's about staying committed to your vision. 6. Cultivating a mindset of growth and possibility. Breaking free from negative patterns requires more than just changing behaviors, it demands a shift in mindset. A growth-oriented mindset empowers you to see challenges as opportunities, failures as stepping stones, and obstacles as temporary hurdles. Here's how to cultivate a growth mindset. A. Embrace challenges as opportunities. Instead of avoiding difficulties, lean into them. Every challenge presents a chance to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Carol Dweck, the psychologist who coined the term growth mindset, says, in a growth mindset, challenges are exciting rather than threatening. So rather than thinking, "Oh, I'm going to reveal my weaknesses," you say, "Wow, here's a chance to grow." For example, if you struggle with public speaking, instead of avoiding presentations, volunteer for opportunities to practice. With each experience, you'll gain confidence and skill. B. Reframe failure as feedback. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a crucial part of the process. Each misstep provides valuable insights that bring you closer to your goals. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This attitude allowed him to persevere through countless experiments until he invented the light bulb. When you encounter failure, ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? How can I apply this lesson moving forward? C. Focus on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism is a major obstacle to growth because it sets unrealistic expectations and fosters fear of failure. Instead, focus on making consistent progress, no matter how small. A helpful mantra is, "Done is better than perfect." Completing tasks, even imperfectly, builds momentum and reinforces discipline. Over time, incremental improvements lead to significant results. Chapter 3: Building a New You. In the previous chapters, we explored the importance of understanding your current self and breaking free from negative patterns. Now, it's time to focus on the next critical phase of your transformation, building a new version of yourself, one that embodies positivity, resilience, and purpose. This chapter is all about action. It's about taking the insights you've gained and translating them into tangible steps that will shape your future. Together, we'll cover how to set clear goals, develop empowering habits, and cultivate a growth mindset, 3 pillars that will serve as the foundation for your reinvention. Are you ready to step into the best version of yourself? Let's dive in. 1. Setting clear goals for your new life. One of the most powerful ways to build a new you is by setting clear, actionable goals. Without a destination in mind, it's easy to wander aimlessly or lose motivation along the way. But when you define your vision with precision, you create a roadmap that guides your actions and keeps you focused on what truly matters. As Tony Robbins once said, "Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible." Goals give form to your dreams, making them tangible and attainable. Here's how to set goals that inspire and drive you forward. A. Use the SMART framework. The SMART framework ensures your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This structure eliminates ambiguity and provides clarity, which is essential for success. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be healthier," try something like, "I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, and reduce my sugar intake to 1 dessert per week, starting today." The specificity makes it easier to track progress and stay committed. B. Align goals with your values. Your goals should reflect what matters most to you, not what society, friends, or family expect. When your goals align with your core values, they become deeply meaningful and motivating. Take a moment to reflect on your values. Are you driven by creativity, connection, independence, or contribution? Once you identify these priorities, design goals that honor them. For instance, if relationships are important to you, a goal might be to spend quality time with loved ones every weekend. C. Break big goals into smaller milestones. Large goals can feel overwhelming, so break them down into manageable chunks. This approach not only reduces stress but also allows you to celebrate small wins along the way, keeping your motivation high. Consider the wisdom of Lao Tzu. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Each milestone you achieve brings you closer to your ultimate destination. For example, if your goal is to write a book, start by committing to writing 500 words per day. Over time, those daily efforts will add up to a complete manuscript. D. Visualize success. Visualization is a powerful tool for manifesting your goals. Close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your objectives. Picture the emotions, sensations, and outcomes associated with success. This mental rehearsal primes your brain to recognize opportunities and take inspired action. Oprah Winfrey, a pioneer in personal development, emphasizes the power of visualization. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life, because you become what you believe. When you vividly imagine your future self, you begin to embody that version in the present. 2. Developing positive habits. Goals provide direction, but habits are the engine that drives progress. To build the new you, you must replace old, destructive habits with positive ones that support your vision. These habits act as the building blocks of lasting change. As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, explains, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your daily habits, the small, consistent actions you take, are the systems that determine whether you succeed or stagnate. Here's how to develop habits that empower you. A. Start small and build gradually. Trying to overhaul your entire routine at once often leads to burnout. Instead, introduce one new habit at a time and allow it to become automatic before adding another. For example, if you want to establish a morning routine, begin with just one activity, such as drinking a glass of water upon waking. Once that becomes habitual, incorporate meditation or journaling. This gradual approach reflects the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, which emphasizes continuous improvement through small, incremental changes. B. Use triggers and cues. Habits thrive on triggers, specific cues that prompt you to take action. By associating new behaviors with existing routines, you make them easier to adopt. For instance, if you want to read more books, place a novel on your nightstand as a visual reminder. Or if you're trying to meditate regularly, link it to brushing your teeth in the morning. Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit, highlights the importance of triggers. Small wins fuel transformative changes by leveraging tiny advantages into patterns that convince people that bigger achievements are within reach. C. Reward yourself for consistency. Positive reinforcement strengthens habits by creating a sense of accomplishment. Celebrate each milestone, no matter how small, to reinforce your commitment. For example, after completing a week of workouts, treat yourself to a relaxing bath or a favorite snack. These rewards signal to your brain that the behavior is worth repeating. D. Surround yourself with positivity. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your habits. If you're surrounded by negativity or distractions, it's harder to maintain discipline. On the other hand, an inspiring and supportive environment fosters growth. Marie Kondo, an expert on decluttering and organization, advises, keep only those things that speak to your heart. Then take the plunge and discard everything else. Simplify your surroundings to create space for habits that nourish your soul. 3. Cultivating a growth mindset. The final pillar of building a new you is cultivating a growth mindset, a belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. A growth mindset empowers you to embrace challenges, learn from failures, and continually evolve. Carol Dweck, who pioneered research on this topic, defines it beautifully. In a growth mindset, challenges are exciting rather than threatening. So rather than thinking, oh, I'm going to reveal my weaknesses, you say, wow, here's a chance to grow. Here's how to nurture a growth mindset. A. Embrace lifelong learning. Commit to continuous education and self-improvement. Whether it's reading books, attending workshops, or listening to podcasts, seek out opportunities to expand your knowledge and skills. As Mahatma Gandhi said, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Lifelong learning keeps your mind sharp and adaptable, enabling you to thrive in any situation. B. Reframe failure as feedback. Failure is not the end, it's feedback. Every setback offers valuable lessons that bring you closer to success. Instead of dwelling on mistakes, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Thomas Edison exemplified this mindset during his quest to invent the light bulb. He famously remarked, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. His persistence ultimately led to one of history's greatest innovations. C. Practice gratitude and optimism. A growth mindset thrives on positivity. Practicing gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. while optimism fuels your belief in future possibilities. Melody Beatty, an expert on codependency and personal growth, observes, "Gratitude turns what we have into enough. By appreciating the present moment, you create a fertile ground for growth and transformation." To cultivate gratitude, start a daily practice of writing down 3 things you're thankful for. Over time, this habit rewires your brain to notice the good in every situation. Story: David's journey to reinvention. Let me share the story of David, a man who transformed his life by embracing the principles of goal setting, habit building, and a growth mindset. David was stuck in a monotonous job that left him feeling unfulfilled. Despite dreaming of becoming a professional photographer, he convinced himself it was too late to pursue his passion. His days were filled with excuses and procrastination, leaving little room for creativity. One day, after watching a documentary about renowned photographers, David realized he had 2 choices: continue living a life of regret, or take bold steps toward his dream. He decided to commit fully to reinventing himself. First, David set a clear goal: to transition into photography within 2 years. He broke this goal into smaller milestones, such as saving money for equipment, taking online courses, and building a portfolio. Next, he established daily habits to support his vision. He woke up an hour earlier each morning to practice photography techniques and spent evenings editing photos. To stay accountable, he joined a local photography club where members shared feedback and encouragement. When challenges arose, such as receiving harsh critiques or struggling to find clients, David reframed them as opportunities to improve. He reminded himself of Carol Dweck's advice: "Every challenge is a chance to grow." Within 2 years, David launched his photography business, specializing in nature and wildlife photography. Today, his work has been featured in galleries and magazines worldwide. Looking back, he credits his success to setting clear goals, developing positive habits, and maintaining a growth mindset. David's story illustrates that anyone can reinvent themselves with determination and the right strategies. 4. Finding purpose and passion. While setting goals, building habits, and cultivating a growth mindset are essential steps in reinventing yourself, none of these efforts will feel truly fulfilling unless they're aligned with your purpose and passion. Purpose is the why behind everything you do. It's the driving force that gives meaning to your actions and fuels your motivation. As Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, famously wrote in Man's Search for Meaning, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." When you connect your daily efforts to a larger mission, challenges become easier to overcome because you understand their significance. Here's how to uncover your purpose and integrate it into your life. A. Reflect on your strengths and values. Your purpose often lies at the intersection of what you're good at and what you care deeply about. Take time to identify your strengths, whether it's creativity, empathy, problem-solving, or leadership, and consider how you can use them to make a positive impact. For example, if you excel at teaching and value education, your purpose might involve mentoring others or creating content that inspires learning. Aligning your work with your values ensures that every action feels meaningful and authentic. B. Ask yourself big questions. To discover your purpose, ask yourself thought-provoking questions like: what activities make me lose track of time? What causes or issues am I passionate about? How can I contribute to something greater than myself? These questions help you dig deeper into your desires and motivations. Don't rush the process. Allow yourself the space to explore and reflect. C. Experiment and explore. If you're unsure of your purpose, don't worry. It's perfectly okay to experiment with different paths until you find what resonates with you. Try volunteering, taking up new hobbies, or collaborating with people whose work inspires you. Each experience brings you closer to clarity. Steve Jobs once said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do." By exploring various interests, you increase your chances of stumbling upon something that ignites your passion. 5. Balancing work, relationships, and personal growth. As you build a new version of yourself, it's crucial to maintain balance across all areas of your life. Focusing solely on one aspect, such as career success or personal development, at the expense of others can lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. True fulfillment comes from nurturing harmony between work, relationships, and self-care. Here's how to achieve this delicate balance. A. Prioritize self-care. Taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being is non-negotiable. Without proper rest and rejuvenation, even the most ambitious goals become unsustainable. Incorporate practices like exercise, mindfulness, and adequate sleep into your routine to recharge your energy. Arianna Huffington, founder of the Huffington Post and advocate for wellness, emphasizes the importance of self-care. We need to take care of ourselves so we can take care of others and fulfill our potential. Remember, self-care isn't selfish, it's foundational to long-term success. B. Strengthen your relationships. Meaningful connections provide emotional support, encouragement, and joy during both highs and lows. Make time for loved ones, whether it's scheduling regular date nights, calling friends, or simply being present when spending time together. John Cacioppo, a leading researcher on loneliness, explains, "Human beings are fundamentally social creatures. We thrive on connection. Investing in relationships not only enriches your life but also strengthens your resilience during tough times." C. Set boundaries to protect your time. Achieving balance requires saying no to activities that drain your energy or distract you from your priorities. Setting healthy boundaries allows you to focus on what truly matters without feeling overwhelmed. Brené Brown, an expert on vulnerability and courage, advises, "Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others." Boundaries aren't barriers, they're acts of self-respect that safeguard your peace and productivity. 6. Practicing gratitude and mindfulness. The final piece of building a new you is cultivating gratitude and mindfulness. These practices anchor you in the present moment, helping you appreciate the journey rather than fixating solely on the destination. They also reduce stress, enhance happiness, and foster a deeper sense of connection to yourself and the world around you. Here's how to incorporate gratitude and mindfulness into your daily life. A. Start a daily gratitude practice. Each morning or evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small, anything from a supportive friend to a delicious meal. Over time, this habit shifts your perspective, making you more attuned to life's blessings. Melody Beattie captures the essence of gratitude beautifully. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. A grateful heart attracts positivity and abundance. B. Engage in mindful moments. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Whether it's savoring your coffee, listening intently to a conversation, or observing nature, mindfulness helps you stay grounded and reduces anxiety. Thich Nhat Hanh, a Zen master and mindfulness teacher, reminds us, "The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it." Even brief moments of mindfulness can transform your day. C. Use mindfulness to navigate challenges. When faced with difficulties, pause and breathe deeply. Instead of reacting impulsively, observe your thoughts and emotions objectively. This mindful approach creates space for calm decision-making and prevents unnecessary stress. John Kabat-Zinn, founder of mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, explains, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." Mindfulness equips you with the tools to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Chapter 4. Sustaining your transformation. In the previous chapters, we've explored the foundational steps of transformation, understanding your current self, breaking free from negative patterns, and building a new version of yourself. Now, it's time to focus on one of the most critical aspects of personal growth, sustaining your transformation over the long term. Change is not a one-time event, it's a continuous process. Many people start strong but lose momentum when challenges arise or when life gets busy. The key to lasting transformation lies in staying motivated, adapting to setbacks, and celebrating your progress along the way. In this chapter, we'll dive deep into strategies for maintaining motivation, overcoming resistance, and ensuring that your efforts translate into enduring results. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools you need to stay committed to your vision, no matter what obstacles come your way. Let's begin. 1. Staying motivated during challenges. Motivation is the fuel that powers your transformation, but it's not always constant. There will be days when you feel energized and unstoppable, and others when even the smallest tasks seem overwhelming. The secret to sustaining your momentum lies in understanding the sources of motivation and developing strategies to reignite it when it wanes. As Zig Ziglar, one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time, once said, "People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, either does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily." Just like hygiene, motivation requires regular attention and renewal. Here's how to stay motivated during tough times. A. Revisit your why. Your purpose, the reason behind your transformation, is the ultimate source of motivation. When challenges arise, remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. Whether it's achieving financial independence, improving your health, or fostering deeper relationships, reconnecting with your why can reignite your drive. For example, if you're working toward fitness goals, visualize the energy and confidence you'll gain when you achieve them. This mental image can pull you through moments of doubt or fatigue. B. Break tasks into smaller steps. When faced with a daunting challenge, break it down into smaller, more manageable tasks. Completing these mini-goals provides a sense of accomplishment and keeps you moving forward. Consider the wisdom of Anne Lamott, author of Bird by Bird. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. Sometimes, taking a step back and focusing on just one small action can restore your motivation. C. Surround yourself with inspiration. Fill your environment with reminders of your goals and aspirations. Inspirational quotes, vision boards, or playlists with uplifting music can serve as powerful motivators. Additionally, surround yourself with people who inspire and support you. Their energy can lift you up when yours feels low. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, emphasized the importance of surrounding yourself with positivity. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely who influences your mindset and actions. D. Celebrate small wins. Don't wait until you reach a major milestone to celebrate. Acknowledge and reward yourself for every small victory along the way. These celebrations reinforce positive behaviors and keep your spirits high. For instance, if you're trying to establish a writing habit, treat yourself to a favorite snack after completing a session. Or if you've stuck to your budget for a month, indulge in a small luxury. These rewards signal to your brain that effort pays off, making it easier to stay consistent. 2. Overcoming resistance and setbacks. No transformation journey is without its share of setbacks. Whether it's missing a workout, falling back into an old habit, or facing unexpected circumstances, setbacks are inevitable. The key is not to let them derail your progress but to use them as opportunities for growth. Here's how to overcome resistance and bounce back stronger. A. Reframe setbacks as learning opportunities. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as valuable lessons. Each misstep provides insight into what works and what doesn't, helping you refine your approach moving forward. Thomas Edison famously demonstrated this mindset during his quest to invent the light bulb. After thousands of failed attempts, he remarked, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence ultimately led to one of history's greatest innovations. Ask yourself, what triggered this setback? How can I prevent similar situations in the future? What did I learn that will help me grow? By reframing setbacks as stepping stones, you transform them into catalysts for success. B. Practice self-compassion. When things don't go as planned, resist the urge to criticize yourself harshly. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness and understanding, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes. Kristin Neff, a pioneer in the field of self-compassion, explains, "Self-compassion provides an island of calm, a refuge from the stormy seas of endless self-criticism. By practicing self-compassion, you create a safe space to reflect and regroup without judgment. For example, if you slip up on your diet, instead of saying, "I've ruined everything." Try something like, "It's okay. I'm human. Tomorrow is a new day to make better choices." C. Build resilience through consistency. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure, it's about bouncing back quickly when it happens. One of the best ways to build resilience is through consistent effort. Even on days when you don't feel motivated, showing up and doing the work strengthens your ability to persevere. Winston Churchill captured this sentiment perfectly. "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Consistency builds momentum, making it easier to recover from setbacks. 3. Adapting to new circumstances. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances often change beyond our control. To sustain your transformation, you must cultivate flexibility, the ability to adapt your plans and strategies as needed. Flexibility ensures that you remain resilient and resourceful, regardless of external conditions. Here's how to adapt effectively. A. Embrace change as growth. Change is uncomfortable, but it's also necessary for growth. Instead of resisting it, lean into change and view it as an opportunity to evolve. Bruce Lee, martial artist and philosopher, expressed this beautifully. Be like water making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way around or through it. Like water, adaptability allows you to flow around obstacles rather than being stopped by them. B. Regularly review and adjust your goals. Periodically assess your progress and evaluate whether your goals still align with your values and priorities. If circumstances have shifted, don't hesitate to modify your plans accordingly. For example, if you originally set a goal to run a marathon but discover that you enjoy swimming more, consider switching to a triathlon. Flexibility ensures that your goals remain relevant and inspiring. C. Develop problem-solving skills. When faced with unexpected challenges, focus on finding solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Break down the issue into smaller components and brainstorm potential strategies to address each part. Albert Einstein once said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." Adopting a solution-oriented mindset empowers you to navigate difficulties with creativity and confidence. Story: Emma's Journey of Adaptation. To illustrate the power of sustaining transformation despite challenges, let me share the story of Emma, a young woman who learned to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. Emma had always dreamed of becoming a professional dancer. She trained tirelessly, dedicating hours each day to perfecting her craft. However, just as she was gaining recognition in the industry, she suffered a severe injury that left her unable to perform. Initially, Emma felt devastated. She questioned whether all her hard work had been for nothing and feared she'd never dance again. But instead of giving up, she decided to channel her passion into teaching. Emma enrolled in courses to become a certified dance instructor and began offering classes online. At first, the transition was challenging. She missed performing and struggled with self-doubt. But over time, she discovered joy in helping others develop their skills and confidence. To sustain her transformation, Emma implemented several strategies. She revisited her why, reminding herself that her love for dance wasn't tied to performing alone. It was about sharing its beauty with others. She broke her teaching goals into smaller milestones, such as mastering virtual platforms and creating engaging lesson plans. She practiced self-compassion, acknowledging that adapting to a new role was difficult but achievable with patience. Today, Emma runs a successful online dance academy, inspiring students worldwide. Her story reminds us that true transformation requires not only perseverance, but also the ability to adapt and embrace change. 4. Building a support system for long-term success. One of the most powerful tools for sustaining your transformation is having a strong support system. While personal growth is ultimately an individual journey, the people around you play a crucial role in keeping you motivated, accountable, and inspired. As Helen Keller once said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." Surrounding yourself with supportive individuals not only amplifies your efforts but also provides a safety net during challenging times. Here's how to build and leverage a robust support system. A. Seek out mentors and role models. Mentors and role models offer guidance, wisdom, and encouragement based on their own experiences. Whether it's someone in your field or a leader whose work inspires you, learning from those who have walked the path before you can accelerate your progress. For example, if you're pursuing entrepreneurship, seek advice from successful business owners or join a mentorship program. Their insights can help you avoid common pitfalls and stay focused on your goals. B. Join communities of like-minded individuals. Being part of a community that shares your values and aspirations creates a sense of belonging and accountability. Whether it's an online forum, a local group, or a mastermind circle, connecting with others on similar journeys fosters collaboration and mutual support. Jim Rohn famously stated, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Choose communities that uplift and challenge you to grow. For instance, fitness enthusiasts might join a running club, while writers could participate in writing workshops. C. Foster deep relationships. While professional networks are valuable, don't underestimate the importance of nurturing close relationships with family and friends. These connections provide emotional support and remind you of your worth when self-doubt creeps in. Brené Brown, an expert on vulnerability and connection, highlights the significance of deep bonds. Connection is why we're here. It is what gives purpose and meaning to our lives. Share your struggles and victories with loved ones. They'll celebrate your successes and stand by you during tough times. 5. Practicing consistency over perfection. Sustaining transformation requires consistency, not perfection. Many people abandon their goals because they expect immediate results or beat themselves up over minor setbacks. However, lasting change happens through steady, incremental effort rather than dramatic leaps. As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, explains, "Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations." By focusing on small, consistent actions, you create momentum that leads to extraordinary outcomes over time. Here's how to prioritize consistency. A. Focus on daily discipline. Instead of fixating on end results, concentrate on showing up every day. Even if you can only dedicate 10 minutes to your goal, doing something consistently reinforces commitment and builds discipline. For example, if you're trying to meditate regularly, start with just 5 minutes a day. Over time, this habit will feel natural and effortless. B. Embrace imperfection. Perfectionism is one of the biggest enemies of progress. It creates unrealistic expectations and fosters fear of failure. Instead, embrace imperfection as part of the process. As long as you're moving forward, even slightly, you're succeeding. Maya Angelou captures this mindset beautifully. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Progress isn't about being flawless, it's about continuous improvement. C. Track your progress. Keeping track of your efforts helps you stay motivated and recognize patterns of success. Use journals, apps, or spreadsheets to monitor your achievements and reflect on areas for improvement. For instance, if your goal is to save money, maintain a monthly budget log to see how far you've come. Seeing tangible evidence of your progress boosts confidence and reinforces discipline. 6. Celebrating your journey so far. Finally, take a moment to celebrate how far you've come. Transformation is a marathon, not a sprint, and acknowledging your progress is essential for maintaining motivation and gratitude. Here's how to honor your journey. A. Reflect on your achievements. Look back at where you started and compare it to where you are now. What challenges have you overcome? What new skills or habits have you developed? Taking stock of your accomplishments reminds you of your resilience and potential. Oprah Winfrey emphasizes the importance of reflection. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. Gratitude amplifies your sense of fulfillment and encourages further growth. B. Reward yourself for milestones. Celebrate major milestones with meaningful rewards. Whether it's treating yourself to a special meal, buying something you've been saving for, or planning a weekend getaway, these celebrations reinforce positive behaviors and keep you excited about the future. For example, if you've completed a year of consistent exercise, reward yourself with a massage or a piece of gear you've been eyeing. These rewards serve as reminders of your hard work and dedication. C. Share your success with others. Sharing your achievements with loved ones or your community not only celebrates your progress, but also inspires others to pursue their own transformations. Vulnerability and authenticity foster connection and encourage collective growth. Brené Brown observes, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. By sharing your story, you contribute to a culture of openness and support. By staying motivated during challenges, overcoming resistance, adapting to new circumstances, building a support system, practicing consistency, and celebrating your journey, you've equipped yourself with the tools needed to thrive in the long term. Remember, transformation is not a destination, it's a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. As you continue on this path, embrace each moment with curiosity, courage, and compassion. Every effort you make today shapes the person you'll become tomorrow. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to create a fulfilling life, one that aligns with your deepest desires and brings you joy, purpose, and peace. Together, we'll uncover strategies for balancing work, relationships, and personal passions while cultivating gratitude and mindfulness. Chapter 5: Creating a Fulfilling Life. In the previous chapters, we've journeyed through understanding your current self, breaking free from negative patterns, building a new version of yourself, and sustaining your transformation. Now, it's time to focus on the ultimate goal of this journey, creating a fulfilling life, one that aligns with your deepest desires, values, and passions. A fulfilling life isn't just about achieving success or checking off goals, it's about living with purpose, cultivating meaningful relationships, and nurturing your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It's about finding balance, embracing joy, and creating space for growth and gratitude every single day. In this chapter, we'll explore how to find purpose and passion, balance key areas of your life, and practice gratitude and mindfulness. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools to design a life that excites you, a life filled with meaning, connection, and peace. Let's dive in. 1. Finding purpose and passion. Purpose is the compass that guides your life. It gives direction to your actions and infuses them with meaning. Passion, on the other hand, is the fire that fuels your journey. Together, they form the foundation of a fulfilling life. As Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, famously wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." When you connect your daily efforts to a larger mission, challenges become easier to overcome because you understand their significance. Here's how to uncover your purpose and integrate it into your life. A. Reflect on your strengths and values. Your purpose often lies at the intersection of what you're good at and what you care deeply about. Take time to identify your strengths, whether it's creativity, empathy, problem-solving, or leadership, and consider how you can use them to make a positive impact. For example, if you excel at teaching and value education, your purpose might involve mentoring others or creating content that inspires learning. Aligning your work with your values ensures that every action feels meaningful and authentic. B. Ask yourself big questions. To discover your purpose, ask yourself thought-provoking questions like, what activities make me lose track of time? What causes or issues am I passionate about? How can I contribute to something greater than myself? These questions help you dig deeper into your desires and motivations. Don't rush the process. Allow yourself the space to explore and reflect. C. Experiment and explore. If you're unsure of your purpose, don't worry. It's perfectly okay to experiment with different paths until you find what resonates with you. Try volunteering, taking up new hobbies, or collaborating with people whose work inspires you. Each experience brings you closer to clarity. Steve Jobs once said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do." By exploring various interests, you increase your chances of stumbling upon something that ignites your passion. 2. Balancing work, relationships, and personal growth. Creating a fulfilling life requires harmony across all areas: work, relationships, and personal development. Neglecting one aspect can lead to imbalance, stress, and dissatisfaction. True fulfillment comes from nurturing each area while maintaining boundaries that protect your energy and priorities. Here's how to achieve balance. A. Prioritize self-care. Taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being is non-negotiable. Without proper rest and rejuvenation, even the most ambitious goals become unsustainable. Incorporate practices like exercise, mindfulness, and adequate sleep into your routine to recharge your energy. Arianna Huffington, founder of the Huffington Post and advocate for wellness, emphasizes the importance of self-care. We need to take care of ourselves so we can take care of others and fulfill our potential. Remember, self-care isn't selfish, it's foundational to long-term success. B. Strengthen your relationships. Meaningful connections provide emotional support, encouragement, and joy during both highs and lows. Make time for loved ones, whether it's scheduling regular date nights, calling friends, or simply being present when spending time together. John Cacioppo, a leading researcher on loneliness, explains, "Human beings are fundamentally social creatures. We thrive on connection. Investing in relationships not only enriches your life but also strengthens your resilience during tough times." C. Set boundaries to protect your time. Achieving balance requires saying no to activities that drain your energy or distract you from your priorities. Setting healthy boundaries allows you to focus on what truly matters without feeling overwhelmed. Brené Brown, an expert on vulnerability and courage, advises, "Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others." Boundaries aren't barriers, they're acts of self-respect that safeguard your peace and productivity. 3. Practicing gratitude and mindfulness. Gratitude and mindfulness are two of the most powerful practices for creating a fulfilling life. They anchor you in the present moment, helping you appreciate the journey rather than fixating solely on the destination. These practices also reduce stress, enhance happiness, and foster a deeper sense of connection to yourself and the world around you. Here's how to incorporate gratitude and mindfulness into your daily life. A. Start a daily gratitude practice. Each morning or evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small, anything from a supportive friend to a delicious meal. Over time, this habit shifts your perspective, making you more attuned to life's blessings. Melody Beattie captures the essence of gratitude beautifully. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. A grateful heart attracts positivity and abundance. B. Engage in mindful moments. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Whether it's savoring your coffee, listening intently to a conversation, or observing nature, mindfulness helps you stay grounded and reduces anxiety. Thich Nhat Hanh, a Zen master and mindfulness teacher, reminds us, "The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it." Even brief moments of mindfulness can transform your day. C. Use mindfulness to navigate challenges. When faced with difficulties, pause and breathe deeply. Instead of reacting impulsively, observe your thoughts and emotions objectively. This mindful approach creates space for calm decision-making and prevents unnecessary stress. John Kabat-Zinn, founder of mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, explains, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." Mindfulness equips you with the tools to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Story: Anna's journey to fulfillment. Let me share the story of Anna, a woman who transformed her life by embracing purpose, balance, and mindfulness. Anna was a high-powered executive who had achieved remarkable success in her career. However, she felt a growing sense of emptiness despite her accomplishments. Her days were consumed by meetings, emails, and deadlines, leaving little room for personal growth or meaningful connections. One day, after collapsing from exhaustion, Anna realized she needed to make a change. She decided to step back and reassess her priorities. Through reflection and exploration, she discovered her passion for environmental sustainability, a cause she had always cared about but never pursued. Anna began integrating her newfound purpose into her life. She transitioned to a role in corporate social responsibility, where she could combine her business acumen with her passion for the environment. She also started practicing yoga and meditation to nurture her well-being and set boundaries to protect her time for family and friends. To sustain her transformation, Anna implemented several strategies. She practiced gratitude daily, writing down 3 things she was thankful for each night. She embraced mindfulness, using deep breathing exercises to manage stress during challenging situations. She prioritized her relationships, scheduling regular dinners with loved ones and attending community events. Today, Anna leads a balanced, fulfilling life. Her work inspires change, her relationships bring her joy, and her mindfulness practice keeps her grounded. Her story reminds us that fulfillment comes from aligning your life with your values and embracing the present moment. 4. Cultivating joy in the everyday. While purpose and balance are essential for a fulfilling life, it's equally important to cultivate joy in the everyday moments. Joy isn't something that happens to us, it's something we actively create through intentional choices and practices. By infusing your daily routine with small acts of delight, you can transform even the most ordinary days into extraordinary ones. Here's how to cultivate joy. A. Find delight in simple pleasures. Joy often resides in the simplest things: watching a sunrise, sipping your favorite tea, or laughing with a friend. Pay attention to these moments and allow yourself to fully experience them. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." Yet, within this framework of purpose, there's room for joy in the little things that bring lightness to your heart. B. Create rituals that bring you happiness. Incorporate activities that spark joy into your daily or weekly routine. Whether it's reading a book, cooking a meal, or taking a walk in nature, these rituals provide a sense of comfort and consistency. For example, if you love baking, dedicate Sunday afternoons to experimenting with new recipes. The process itself can be therapeutic, and sharing your creations with loved ones amplifies the joy. C. Practice playfulness. As adults, we often lose touch with our playful side. Reintroducing play into your life, whether through games, hobbies, or creative pursuits, can reignite your sense of wonder and curiosity. Dr. Stuart Brown, founder of the National Institute for Play, emphasizes its importance. Play is the gateway to vitality. It generates optimism, seeks out novelty, makes perseverance fun, leads to mastery, and fosters empathy. So go ahead, dance in your living room, doodle in a notebook, or try a new sport. Let yourself be silly and free. 5. Embracing lifelong learning and growth. A fulfilling life is one of continuous learning and growth. When you approach life with a mindset of curiosity and openness, you open yourself up to endless possibilities for discovery and transformation. Here's how to embrace lifelong learning. A. Stay curious. Cultivate a sense of wonder about the world around you. Ask questions, explore new topics, and seek out experiences that challenge your perspective. Albert Einstein famously said, "I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious." Curiosity fuels creativity and innovation, keeping your mind sharp and your spirit alive. B. Learn from every experience. Whether it's a success or a failure, every experience holds valuable lessons. Reflect on what went well and what could be improved, and use those insights to grow stronger and wiser. For instance, if a project at work didn't go as planned, analyze what factors contributed to the outcome. Did you underestimate the timeline? Was communication unclear? Use these reflections to refine your approach moving forward. C. Pursue new skills and interests. Never stop expanding your horizons. Take up a new hobby, enroll in a course, or attend workshops that pique your interest. Not only does this keep your mind engaged, but it also introduces you to like-minded individuals who share your passions. As Mahatma Gandhi wisely advised, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." Lifelong learning ensures that you continue to evolve and adapt, staying relevant and inspired throughout your life. 6. Sharing your light with the world. Finally, a truly fulfilling life extends beyond personal happiness. It involves contributing to the well-being of others. When you share your gifts, talents, and compassion with the world, you create a ripple effect of positivity that benefits everyone around you. Here's how to make a meaningful impact. A. Serve others generously. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, have the power to transform lives, including your own. Whether it's volunteering, mentoring, or simply lending a listening ear, serving others deepens your sense of connection and purpose. Mother Teresa once said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." Look for opportunities to give back in ways that align with your values and strengths. B. Inspire through your story. Your journey of transformation is a testament to the power of resilience and growth. By sharing your story, you inspire others to embark on their own paths of self-discovery and change. Brené Brown highlights the transformative power of storytelling. Owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Be vulnerable and authentic in sharing your experiences. It's through honesty that we connect deeply with others. C. Leave a legacy of love and impact. Consider how you want to be remembered. What mark do you wish to leave on the world? Focusing on your legacy helps you prioritize actions that align with your highest ideals. Maya Angelou beautifully expressed this idea. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Strive to leave behind a legacy of kindness, compassion, and inspiration. Conclusion to the audiobook. As we bring this transformative journey to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the key lessons from Break Free, Rebuild Yourself, and Create a Great New You. These insights have been carefully crafted to guide you toward a life of purpose, fulfillment, and growth. Understanding your current self, you've learned the importance of self-awareness, identifying limiting beliefs, and embracing acceptance as the foundation for meaningful change. Breaking free from negative patterns, by recognizing destructive habits, creating breakthrough plans, and overcoming resistance, you've equipped yourself with tools to break free from the chains of negativity. Building a new you, through setting clear goals, developing positive habits, and cultivating a growth mindset, you've taken bold steps toward reinventing yourself. Sustaining your transformation, staying motivated, adapting to challenges, and building a support system ensure that your efforts translate into lasting results. Creating a fulfilling life, by finding purpose, balancing work and relationships, practicing gratitude, and sharing your light with the world, you've designed a blueprint for a life filled with joy and meaning. Each chapter has been a stepping stone on your path to transformation. Together, these lessons form a comprehensive roadmap to help you navigate the complexities of personal growth and achieve the life you desire. While this audiobook may be coming to an end, your journey is just beginning. Personal growth is a lifelong process, one that requires patience, persistence, and courage. There will be moments of triumph and moments of struggle, but remember, every step you take brings you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. I encourage you to revisit these chapters whenever you need guidance or inspiration. Use them as a source of strength during challenging times and as a reminder of how far you've come. As Mahatma Gandhi wisely said, "The future depends on what you do today." Every action you take, no matter how small, has the power to shape your tomorrow. So stay committed to your vision, trust in your resilience, and keep moving forward with determination. Before we part ways, I want to express my deepest gratitude for allowing me to accompany you on this journey. It has been an honor to share these insights and strategies with you, and I am confident that you have the wisdom and strength to create a life that excites and fulfills you. If you found value in this audiobook, I invite you to take a moment to support the channel Wisdom Audiobooks. Like this video to show your appreciation. Share it with friends, family, or anyone who might benefit from its message. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated on future content designed to inspire and empower you. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us continue creating resources that make a difference in people's lives. As we conclude, I leave you with one final thought from Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it's done. Whatever dreams or aspirations you hold in your heart, know that they are within reach. All it takes is the courage to begin and the perseverance to keep going. Thank you for being part of this wisdom journey. May your path ahead be filled with courage, clarity, and boundless possibilities. Until we meet again, remember, your greatest potential lies just beyond your comfort zone. Keep breaking free, rebuilding yourself, and creating a great new you.